Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. We're on Thursday the 28th of December. It's actually quite a nice day. Well, it's grey, it's a bit overcast, and I think we're going to get some drizzles here and there, but in the scheme of things, we're in December, we're in winter. It's not too bad. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and that you're recovering from any overindulgences. And if you are gardening, I hope you've got weather as good as mine, so that you can get out there and work off some of those calories and maybe start doing some bits and pieces in the garden. And that's my thought today, because actually, although we're still in December, there's a few things that I can do in the garden. Well, there's lots I can do in the garden, and there's actually a few things that I want to transplant, some plants that I've been growing, and yeah, I want to do some transplanting and start getting some of my beds actually full of plants for growing on into next year. So I'll take you along with me and let you see what I am up to. Now this is the first bed that I'm going to do something with, this little metal bed here. I had moved it just a few feet from where it was previously, and I've topped it back up with old compost and potting mix, etc., that I've taken from things that I've been growing in pots over the year. And I've also got some soil improver that I'm going to pop on top just to completely fill that. And you can see I've got my work cut out though, because Emily is having a little root around in the bed, and the other girls are rooting around about the bed, and as soon as I start putting things in here, they're going to be like, oh, let's have a shot of scraping there or munching on whatever goes in there. So what I'm going to do is, as well as topping up this bed, I'm going to put a little barrier around it so that my delightful little girls don't completely annihilate what I'm going to put in here. So first things first, I'm going to go and, oh, there's Edith in now. First things first, and Hattie, I'm going to go and get my little barricade organised and set up so that they stop scratching in there, and I can make it safe for the plants that I'm going to pop in. I'm going to try using this roll of plastic coated wired like border material. It's not very tall, but I'm hoping it, added on top of the height of the bed, it might just be enough to stop the girls jumping on here. Oh, I think that's the rain starting. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go with that and see how we get on. I might need to do something a little bit different when we get into springtime, but the chickens aren't out for too long in the winter time. They're not really that bothered, so it'll just give me a little bit of additional deterrent for them, I think. Let's try it anyway. Because the tops are arched, I'm hoping it might deter the chickens from trying to jump up on top of it. I mean, they could potentially, most of them could easily just flutter up and into the bed, but they tend not to do that. They tend to want to jump up on the side. So we'll see. Hello! Hello, Dotty Dot. Right, I just need to go and get something to cut that. Okay, got my trusty wire cutters. Let's straighten this. And hope that it's enough deterrent to stop the girlies from jumping up. That will become apparent. Okay, I'm now going to go and get the soil improver, a bag of soil improver, to pop that on there. And yeah, we'll pop that on and then we can get our plants planted. So this is what I'm putting in the bed. It's called Blooming Amazing Soil Enricher. Organic and vegan friendly, made from renewable resources, produced in the West Country. Feels quite light. Oh, it also says deters slugs and pet and family friendly. So it's advertising itself as an all-round good guy, but here's hoping that it is good for putting on top of this bed. So I'm just reading the back. Blooming Amazing is the rich organic byproduct of our renewable energy plant supplying green gas to the Duchy of Cornwall's Poundbury development and the local area. The process is very similar to the one cows use to digest their food and produce methane gas and farmyard manure. I might read up a little bit on that, but it sounds a bit gross. But anyway, this is the byproduct, and hopefully topping this bed off with that will give the plants a pop in, a bit of a good start, and it'll act as a mulch as well. Oh, my poor knees. Right. Now looking at it, it does look very, very fibrous, as though there's lots of cocoa coir in it. It doesn't really smell of anything. It looks not unpleasant actually. Yeah, okay. So here we go. These are some strawberry runners that I took off. Well, actually, the two hanging pots, this one here and that one there, they're the original plants, and then the other pots are the runners from them. So I'm going to pop all of these into that bed. They're in pots anyway, they've been outside in the elements, they've been frozen, they've been defrosted, so I think they'll be fine popping them into that bed now, where they will grow on and hopefully fruit next year. Slippy. Watch out, everyone. Okay, so I've got all these strawberries that I'm going to pop into this bed. 2, 4, 6, 7. Quite a lot, I guess, but they are, I mean, most of them, 5 of them are runners, so I don't think they'll grow very big this year. I think they are marshmallow strawberries, but I can't be sure. We'll see. I know where my other marshmallows are, so I'll be able to compare them when they start fruiting. But what I'm going to do first of all, before I pop them in, is I'm going to cut off all these old sort of brown, dead and dying leaves so that they're nice and healthy when they go into the bed. So I'll do that first. You can see here how I helped this runner to take. So there's a little bit of crock there. So when the runner came off the main plant, I popped it, sat it on top of soil, and then just sat that crock on top just to hold it down. You can use pegs and you can use little metal stakes or little rocks or whatever, but in this case I just used that crock pot. Right, I'm going to lay these out and plant them up. Okay. Brilliant, that's them. So I've been growing these shallots from sets since the 30th of September, and they've been in a plastic grow house just outside the back door. And as you can see, a lot of them have already started shooting up. Actually, I think all of them, if you look, have started rooting. So even for those that don't have any green shoots right now, like this one, they're definitely, you know, they're alive and well, and they've put their roots down first. So I'm going to transplant these on. This is another one of my little metal beds, if I can just zoom out. And this is half full of garlic that I sowed in October time. This is Casablanca, grown from garlic that I saved from my crops earlier in the year. So that's doing fine, and half of the bed had spring onions in. They're gone now, so I'm going to pop some of these shallots in. Actually, I don't think they'll all go in this little space, but we'll find somewhere else for the rest. Okay, I've laid them out and I'm going to put 8 in here, and that leaves the rest of the tray and another half tray I'm going to put somewhere else. But we'll pop these in just now, and I've got this mesh covering everything, and it's really just to keep the chickens out more than anything else, but it does protect the plants a little bit from wind damage and, you know, heavy rain damage, and hopefully snow as well. So I'll pop these in and let you see what they're like once I'm done. Okay, that's the shallots in. I believe they're called what are they called? Longor. And so they're in. 8 of those are in, joining the rest of the garlic. And I've put a little bit of soil improver around them because, you know, it's the start of the winter really. They've got a long growing season. It'll protect, it'll feed some nutrients into the soil as we're going through the winter, and maybe help with protecting the soil underneath from the ravages of the weather. So that's that. I'll put the netting back on and I can leave that bed now, safe in the knowledge that it's set up for growing through the winter time. Okay, in this bed that I've made into a brassica bed, I planted out these spring cabbage hero, and they are little, but they were sitting and sort of stagnating in the cell trays that I'd started them off in the grow house outside the kitchen. So they've been out here for a couple of weeks, and other than a bit of slug damage, they're sort of looking okay. So I've got this empty part of the bed, and I also have some more brassicas to plant out. If we just go over here, they're tiny. I'm sure I'm far too early with them, but I thought what I'd do is pop some in that brassica bed. I'll put some of the soil enricher, which is meant to deter slugs as well, and we've got the mesh over it, and EnviroMesh, and we'll see if they can sit out the winter in that bed. Some of them I'll have more, I'll have some spare, so I'll perhaps put them in pots in the polytunnel. So I think I'll put out broccoli. So this is broccoli Marathon F1. I've also got these cauliflowers all the year round. Maybe I'll put a couple of cauliflowers in as well. So a couple of cauliflowers, maybe 4 broccoli, and the rest I'll put in pots in the polytunnel. Alrighty, so we've got 3 Marathon broccoli, 3 cabbage all the year round, joining the 5 cabbage spring hero. I've put some of the soil enhancer come slug deterrent around. I'm going to pop the EnviroMesh back over and we'll see. I don't hold out much hope, but it's either that or they sit languishing in the grow house. And I have got a few more to put into pots in the polytunnel, and we can see if we can just grow them on there, and then they can come out earlier on next year. And if these have all died, then we'll have a bed for them. So we'll see. I may, if we get to some really freezing temperatures, pop some fleece over the top of these as well. But they are meant to be winter hardy, I think. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. I'll keep you posted. Oh my goodness. I stopped for a bit of lunch, came back out, and the heavens have opened and it's got really blustery. That's, I guess, only to be expected in December. So I'm hiding in the polytunnel. I've got a few things to do in here that I'll show you before I finish up for the day, I think. Yeah, I'm a bit windswept because I had to grab some compost and some plant starts and so on and bring them in here. So first of all, the remainder of the shallots that you saw me planting out earlier on, I'm going to put those into pots here in the polytunnel. So I'll just show you down here what I'm up to. Okay, there's a couple of pots here that I did have some carrots in. The carrots have been harvested, and I'm just going to, I actually put a little bit of onion fertiliser in here that I had kicking about. It really needs to be, it needed to be used actually. So I've popped a little bit of that in, and I've got a bag of compost here that I'll just use to top up, and we can get the shallots in here. This looks rather wet. Oh. Hang on, I think I need to stand up and do this, or at least pull it round to me. Oh my goodness. Good golly. Right. This has been sitting out around the side of the house for a few weeks, so It is rather wet. Right, that'll do. Let's get the compost out of the way. Oh, jeez. Right. So, how many will we pop in here? So whilst there isn't any green sprout coming out of this one, you can see that there's plenty of roots. Another one. Should I do a fifth? I'll do a fifth. There we go. Right. Let's get these in. There we go, I hope that's okay for them. Now, I've got a couple left with that batch, and then I've also got this other these other three that I had in a different one in this little cell tray. So I'm going to put, maybe I'll get 4 into this pot and the 5th one, and see what we can do with that. But these are looking good, these ones. So let's plonk these in here. So that's another 9 shallots in there. Now, I also have these lettuce, it's a lettuce lob joints, I think you say, and it's a coarse lettuce. And again, these have been growing in the grow house outside the kitchen, and I'm going to transplant some of these into, I've got a couple of kitchen basins. Here's one here that I've put holes in, so I'm going to do that. I'll put some compost in here and put some lettuce seedlings in there and grow them on in the polytunnel. Righty tighty, here's 2 kitchen basins repurposed as planters, holes in them as drainage, and we're going to pop in some lettuce lob joints, cos lettuce. Now, cos lettuce will grow a bit big, but we'll see how we do. It might be I harvest them early if they're looking to be too big for the washing up basins, but at least hopefully we'll get a little harvest. So let's get some of these guys in. There we go. There we go. Another job done. Okay, I think that's me done for today. I'm a bit windswept and interesting. The rain stopped for now, but I suspect it is going to start again soon. I hope you have enjoyed this little video and it's maybe inspired you to get out there and do some bits and pieces in the garden over the holidays, if you're still on holiday. I hope it has. I'd love if you would share what you're doing in your garden or in your greenhouses and polytunnels just now, and that would help myself and other people understand other things that we might be getting on with. For now though, I will say bye bye.